Hello, Sibelius 7 users of YouTube. My name is John Turman, and I am bringing to you a very special tutorial today that is all about Baroque guitar notation. So I recently got way into the Baroque guitar. I'm in love with the instrument, and I started taking some lessons. And I was noticing that some continuo parts are pretty hard to read, so I decided why not make my own parts using Sibelius 7. So I am going to show you in this tutorial two major things. One is how to write tablature for Baroque guitar and how to do block chord notation for a standard continuo part. So let's get started. All right, so in the document setup, I jumped ahead a step and just selected a blank score from my quick start menu. Let's go ahead and change our instruments. Unfortunately, the Sibelius 7 does not have a Baroque guitar in its set instrument list, so we are going to have to use its closest cousin, the vihuela, which is a Latin American five-stringed guitar-ish instrument. Very cool. I've seen a lot of mariachi stuff, so we're going to click OK. And we are going to have a little bit of fun here, because, you know, we deserve it. So I am going to decide on an adagietto tempo for this piece. And let's go ahead and put it into, let's do D major. That sounds like a good key, a fun key for today. Adagietto for Baroque Guitar. And we are going to just kind of mess around and put all our info in just for fun. And then we're going to create. Come on, you got it. And now I'm going to enhance my workspace in the slowest way I know how. Boom shakalaka. Let's go ahead and add some bars here, holding Command and pressing B, or you could hold B and go brrrr. Okay, here we go. Plenty of bars here. All right, so you can see there's a couple issues here. This does not say Baroque guitar, it says vihuela. So let's go ahead and change that. Double click the instrument text, and we are going to type Baroque guitar. And then we're just going to put, for simplicity's sake, we're just going to put tab in all caps in brackets. And then we're going to go to the abbreviated versions, and we are going to just double click and input our new names for that. So just going to do that, and I'm just going to write the full tab, because that's basically an abbreviation anyway. So boom. And here we have it. So we're all set up, all good to go. Let's start writing. So I'm just going to make up a cute little melody here. So something just like Cute. All right, great. So from this, we are just going to use our knowledge of the Baroque guitar to flush out the tabs. So for those of you who are not quite familiar with Baroque guitar, the two strings that are closest to you, the top quote-unquote, these two strings here we're going to call these two strings the quote-unquote lowest strings on the guitar, or the closest strings to you. So it's just like the top 5 strings of a regular guitar, except usually the D string is doubled at the octave. So when you play the D string, there is the D below the staff and the D in the staff. So we're just going to treat this melody as if this D string was beneath the staff. And the only note we're going to use it is on this F sharp. So let's get started. And we're going to notate these tabs like we would any other guitar part. So it should follow a quarter note rhythm if you have it selected on your keypad. You can go ahead, if you really, really want to, just get your cursor and select all these sort of hidden rests and input your actual rhythm. We're just going to make it up as we go. So here we go. And you're going to use the arrow keys on your regular keyboard as well as the numerical keys on your regular keyboard, not your keypad, which unfortunately is not quite yet supported in Sibelius 7. Here we go. All right, so open string. It might be a little flat, but who cares? This is all just for fun. So boom, 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 in the room, room, room. And I'm just using, what I know of the instrument to. I wish if anyone knows of a plugin that will do this automatically for regular guitar or otherwise, please let me know. That'd be very helpful for me to discover. And that's what these videos are all about, discovery. Okay, so you can see I went down to the A string to catch this top A, and it did not sound on pitch. And that's just because, of course, we just changed the name of Vihuela to Baroque Guitar tab, and that's okay. We know what it's like, and we're just formatting for our sakes. So let's keep going. And then, okay. Wait, okay, is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. Okay. And then back to open. And of course, we know why that sounds there. And then, on the Baroque guitar, you get such beautiful ritornelli effects, like really bell-like and really cool wispy effects by having all those courses open. It's really cool. Something that I really like about the instrument. And C sharp, boom, and yay! And so here we have our lovely little tab notation all written out prettily, and this looks great. Let's move on to block chord diagrams. So we are just going to go ahead and set it up like a jazz lead sheet, just because that's sort of what continuo music looks like, even though it's like really grossly handwritten and really impossible to read sometimes. So we're going to put, this is an arbitrary note head. It doesn't really matter where you put this, but I like to have the note head in the dead center of the stave, so I'm just going to put a lot of B's here. B, 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 B. Okay, and then I'm going to hold shift and using my left arrow key to select all of those note heads. And then we're going to come over to the notations panel, or the notations tab in the note head panel. We're going to go to note head type. We're going to go to beam without stem. And of course our shortcut for this is shift option 3. And here we have that standard, block rhythmic notation symbol. And now here's where it gets interesting. So we need to put in some chords. So let's go ahead and go to text. And you would do this like you would on normal guitar notation. We're just going to either use Command K or go to chord symbol and just click chord symbol with our note head selected where we want the chord symbol to appear above. So there we go, boom shakalaka. Shift G for G major, spacebar. And so here we go. So that's a little bunchy. I'm going to go ahead and immediately move it down. Oh my gosh, not that way. I'm going to move the name up. There we go. So this chord symbol doesn't really, it's not how the G is ever really played in reposition on the Baroque guitar. So we are going to select the edit chord diagram in the chord symbols panel in the text tab. Select. And so here we go. So there are a couple different things to note here. So the Vihuela, apparently, it's common to mute that top string when you're playing this. In order to toggle that to open, you can either right-click on it twice, or you can shift-click to toggle between muted and open. This is just how I like to play this chord. So I'm just going to select some open strings here, blah, 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 yada, 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 and then I'm going to select OK. And also, oh wait, let's go back to that real quick, because you can adjust how many frets you want to display, and for this we don't need all those frets, we can just do with 4, and so we're going to do that. And there we have it. So we have our pretty little G, and all edited and pretty above our block chords. So let's go ahead and do another one. So I'm going to use our shortcut, which is Command K for chord symbol, and let's put an A. Boom. Great. And from here, that looks pretty dang good to me. So I have no qualms about that. Let's move on to the next one. You could see how my cursor is right above the next note head. You can just keep pressing space, and the note head will, or the cursor will move to the subsequent note head. And so let's go back to the tonic here and just a regular old D major, space bar. And again, they like to mute on Vihuela. They like to mute that that lowest string. So let's go ahead and edit. And we will either we'll shift click here this time. And just to make that an open string. I like having that string open there. All right, great. Let's click OK. Does that look like a good amount of frets? I think we only need 4. Let's just do that. Always display 4 frets for this diagram. Yeah, that's easy to read. I like that. And that's all about personal preference. If you don't like that, then don't do it. You know, if you like more, then put more. All right, so here we go. We have these lovely little chords. Now let's say you wanted to do, you know, another sequence. It's Command K, and you didn't want to show the chord diagram. As you can see here, it went back to that old chord diagram. And in order to, in order to edit that, you would simply select this big drop down from the chord symbols, and you would edit. You would like choose your preferred here, and just go to here. And if you wanted to display the same chord pattern, well, I guess I did this one multiple times, and only do that one, you just press OK. So there you go. And then you close, and then it will. Then you can retype this. Yes. Okay. Close. Actually, okay. Let's delete the chord symbol and re-input it with the Command K, G. Great. And there we have it. There we go. It was just a little glitchy there for a second. And so I don't want to put another G or an A there with the chord diagram per se. So we are going to select both of these at the same time. And we are just going to go into the chord symbols panel under the text tab and select add or /remove. And you'll click that, and it'll come to a little drop-down menu, and it will just give you these options. This is basically toggle on or off what is actually present in your score. So since the chord diagram is present on both of these and I want to get rid of it, I will simply click add /remove. And there we have it. So then we just have the plain old chord symbol and no diagram, which is easy to read, especially if you have a lot of chords that repeat themselves. Okay. So let's move on to the part. So I'm going to go to the Parts tab and select a new part and put both of my staves in there. Click OK, and here we go. So you can see there's a lot of, a little bunchy here, so I'm just going to move that down gently. Great. And so we don't have any information in this bar or like any subsequent tab bar. So if that would ever happen, what I would choose to do is to select all of the bars, either here or in the score. Let's go back to the score. All right, so I've selected all those tab bars to the end. We are going to go to the Layout tab, and in the Hiding Staves, the window or the panel, we're going to just select Hide Empty Staves. And so in the score, here we go. We just have, we have all the information that we didn't need, just hidden. And so we have this kind of naked bar. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make a system break so that we don't see it at all. And it just looks cleaner, and it's pretty useful, and you can just futz around with that however you'd like. That's just my easiest way to going about that. And of course, we would do the same thing in the parts, just a simple system break. And that way we don't abuse any space, and it all looks very clean and cut. So there you have it, folks. Everything you need to know about Baroque guitar notation. Please comment, like, subscribe, and if you have any questions, please let me know. I love researching how to notate new things and just help the whole community when it comes to learning all the tips and tricks about Sibelius 7. Happy composing, you guys!